rolling. G'day guys, Luke Tipple here, about to do my Young Hollywood interview. Let's go.
You sort of pioneered the cage-free shark experience.
I wouldn't say I pioneered it. I am one of a few people who regularly go into the water with large predatory sharks without cages, etc. There's a lot of people in my field. It's a fairly niche community.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, there aren't that many of us around.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
What was that first experience like?
The first time I jumped in the water was the time when I felt that I was ready. And getting close to the sharks was quite a cool and heart-racing and almost spiritual experience, but I didn't do that until I felt comfortable with the idea of needing to be seen as a predator by the larger predator.
They smell fear.
They don't smell fear, they feel fear. They'll feel your heart beating in your chest. And typically, like, what would you do if a shark swam towards you?
Punch it in the nose.
Isn't
that what you're supposed to do?
Really good answer. Most people would say that they would try to swim away or
pretend. No, the flailing arms and legs is the worst thing you could possibly do.
Exactly. If you turn tail or start flailing around.
Because then they don't.
No, you swim straight towards it.
Oh my gosh. So from that to Capture, you are the host of the new CW show based on or inspired by the Hunger Games.
Welcome to Capture. My name is Luke. You are standing in the hunting grounds. A 4,000-acre wilderness compound surrounded by a 10-mile electronic perimeter. So basically we took over the entire top of a mountain and the whole area is fenced. So there's an electronic perimeter around it. The entire area is covered by GPS and cell phone surveillance. So we can see everybody and I can follow everyone on a map as they go around. They didn't know what really...
They actually get zapped if they hit the fence and try to get out?
That's the one thing. I was like, we should put collars on them and zap them. But
just spontaneously.
No, there's no zapping involved. This playing field is wild and dangerous. There are miles of brutal terrain and living threats like bears and mountain lions. But the greatest threat stands right next to you. So they're out hunting each other in this huge forest.
Yeah, like the tagline for the show is "Hunt and be hunted."
Yeah, it is.
Sounds like something I really want to do.
To stay in the game, they have to hunt, they have to be hunted, they have to be successful at both, and all the while they think that they're competing against each other, they're also kind of being watched by Big Brother, and that's me. As a game master, I'm manipulating gameplay. Think of it as a kill switch. When a Talon strikes the vest of a prey team, they are instantly captured. They will then be imprisoned in a cell to await possible elimination. Change the game on the fly.
What's the nastiest thing you got to do?
Nastiest thing. One of the biggest issues with them is food. Each contestant to their body type is given a caloric allowance per day. And that's beans and rice. They're given a cup of it in the morning and a cup in the evening, and they're each given percentage-wise the same amount of energy. They're exhausted. They lose a lot of weight. Psychologically it's very tough on them, but food is the big thing. So anytime I mess with their food supply, like giving or taking or...
a bean, a grain of rice. So we have a game for you. Okay, so first question in our game is, if you were a contestant on Capture, what would be your weapon of choice if you could have one weapon with you?
Can I have a magic food producing device?
Sure. Why not? We can add that element of supernatural to this.
If I had a weapon of choice, it'd be a button I could push that'd give me supply drops of food, because that's the thing they all wanted.
They all wanted food. On the food note, would you rather have an unlimited supply of food or water?
Oh, water, absolutely.
Summer's in full swing. You're an expert about marine biology. You go to the beach, okay? It's windy. Waters are choppy, you're stung by a jellyfish. Is it true what the internet says you're supposed to do when you're with a friend? Break this down for us.
So, when you get stung, what you're actually getting stung by is basically tiny, tiny little cannons with barbs in them that stick into your skin and irritate you. Those can be neutralized by a vinegar-like substance.
So vinegar works.
In a pinch, peeing on somebody will help.
So it is actually the kind thing to do to a friend, if your friend is not.
To some degree. I mean, I wouldn't just kind of like, say, hey, sit down and take this. Maybe, give them the dignity of using a bottle or some type of receptacle or something, so
It's not a direct hit.
They don't have to remember that for the rest of their lives.
Okay, and last but not least, if a tornado should happen and pick up a bunch of sharks, apparently
Yes.
it's a phenomenon that's
I'm
occurring.
listening.
What do you do?
Change the channel? I mean,
Don't pay the $12 to go see the movie.
I'd rather see something like that than something which is slightly credible, where a shark is, some supercharged monster going through the water eating everyone up. Like, that's closer to the truth, but pollutes the reality of what the shark is. They're a predator, give them credit for that, but they're not a monster. But if they're flying around in a tornado, yeah, they're a monster, that's fine.
Thank you for coming in on the show.
Thanks.